And we are live. Hello, Ice. Hi, Siegel.
Hi guys.
How's your week been, Maka?
It's been good so far. A little busy, but as always. So,
It's
what about yours?
been good. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Yes, I did. It's very nice. Got to spend time with family and kind of kick back a little bit. So, it was pretty nice.
Hey, Mama Jamma, how you doing?
Did you have a good one?
Yeah, we didn't celebrate till Saturday. We had the grandbaby all weekend, so Friday it was play. The bad thing is he wanted to stay up. We tried putting him to bed. He'd just get up and play, and since he
Oh,
was already up, I just had to stay up and play with him because that's my time.
yeah,
So instead of him playing by himself, I just decided to get up and we just did cars, and it was till 9:30 in the morning.
yeah.
Then I had to wake him up just a few hours later so that he would sleep Saturday night.
Right.
Um, so that he goes to bed on time for Sunday night for the school.
Oh,
So we did Saturday, but I was dragging butt. It was like, uh, but because of the way he is, he doesn't like a big meal in the day. Like we used to always do Thanksgiving around 2 p.m.
yeah. That's
and
about
then
us too.
leave everything on the stove in the stove oven on warm and everything on top, and then we would just pick throughout the whole night.
No.
With him it was like, all right, he wants his lunch, has his lunch, go play all day, and then we just have our Thanksgiving dinner around 7 at
Oh,
night. So it was just the three of us this year. My family couldn't travel, and we didn't want to travel because it was the weekend with Jackson, so we did that. So
oh,
try to make sure my
that's
phone's
nice.
off.
Yeah.
So hi James, how you doing? Denise, Victoria, welcome, welcome. Hey Claire, how you doing? So we have a kind of different spin on today's show. Well, it's not a different spin because we do talk about life in general, our experiences in real world as women and on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree, Micah?
Yes.
You want to? Hey, look, you want to tell them what today is? What our idea was?
Today we are going to talk about insecurities and oops, yeah, insecurities.
Hey, Sunflower Dragon, how you doing?
Hi,
So
everybody.
we decided we are, since we are women, we are older women, we have more life experience than a lot on the internet, that from our perspective, what insecure women look like and how we have noticed that if a woman's insecure in real life or on the internet, how that reflects on other women.
Mhm.
And it's going to be a two-part show because next week we'll tell you what it has to do, but it has to do with insecurities. But that's as far as we're going to tell you. Hey, Witchy, thank
Oh,
you for coming.
hi,
And
Witchy. Hey, Janie.
Janie came in.
Loki.
Yep. Hey,
Oh,
Janie,
Mama
welcome.
Jana. Ice and Fire.
We're glad you guys all came in to join us. So, Maka, your experience, we're going to start with real life.
Okay.
When have you ever came across an insecure woman in real life?
Yes.
Describe the woman, her, like her personality and her appearance before we go into the insecurity part. Describe her so we get a rough idea that insecurity comes in all shapes and sizes.
Well, she's very pretty, girl, well, lady, I guess you could say now. But she was really pretty. Um, she was a little overweight, but a beautiful girl. Um, Personality, she was a little shy, but it was because of her insecurities. Um, but she got along with everybody, basically. I mean, very sweet person.
All right, so a pretty girl, but a little overweight, just a
Mhm.
little. So she
Just a
wasn't a
little.
really big girl or a really
Mm-mm.
skinny. Okay, so how did her insecurities manifest to other women in real life, to you and to others?
Um, well, she was very self-conscious of herself and like her speech. She had kind of a little speech impediment. Um, people would make fun of her for it and make fun of her weight because they knew that that stuff bothered her. Um, but she eventually, I mean, she had a lot of issues with that. Um, and people knew it, so they picked on her even more. I mean, it is basically, I mean, uh, that's the only way I know how to describe it.
Did she ever take her insecurities out on other people? Or did she just withdraw? Was she one of the ones that was more of an introvert instead of an outrovert?
She was an
Extrovert,
introvert.
sorry.
She hated going out because of that. Um, she short-tempered, very short-tempered, like, any little thing would set her off. And she got to the point to where she just didn't want to go out anymore. She didn't want nothing. She used to want to go out, and then she got to the point to where she didn't want to. She quit interacting altogether.
So her insecurities literally went one way where became a shut in,
Mhm.
cut people off, hurt herself basically,
Yes.
emotionally and mentally. She just shut down with the world because of her appearance.
Yes.
And her, okay.
Yes.
And see, I'm because insecurities come in all shapes and forms. It could be how they
Mhm.
manifest to other people or to themselves. They can literally harm themselves physically,
Mhm.
like bodily harm,
Yes.
or they just retreat and just cut off people who really like them, who they are.
Mhm.
So you had that kind. In real life, I always come across that one in particular. She was really, really thin, built flat as a board, right?
Mhm.
Um, she could have been pretty, but her insecurities, she hated on people. You try to talk to her. Now she'd get along with the guys with no problem.
Right.
But if other girls got in the picture, it was the gossip, the rumors.
Mhm.
Oh, she said this, or she's doing this, or she's sleeping with this person. And it was just the cattiness that she would destroy every relationship. Hey, Justin. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Lemmy. Any relationship with other women,
Mhm.
and she would try to take those men and destroy their relationship with it because in her mind she was lacking, so she took it out on other people so that she felt like she was the center stage.
Right.
And in the end, she lost not only all the female friends but a lot of the guys. When they started catching on, she
Right.
was ostracized. She really lost everything when she could have been, just because she was insecure of how she looked.
Mhm.
She became so bitter
Mm.
that it
Like,
ran rampant. So she
yep.
tried to hurt other people based on what she did to make herself feel better.
Right.
So as
Mm.
you can see, guys, there's two different ways that this can go. It's extreme, and insecurities is just like a hatred of the oneself.
Mhm.
You hate yourself, you are destructive either to yourself or to others. And to me, I always told my kids from the beginning, I don't care how you look. It's how you feel about yourself inside. And nobody, if you love yourself, nobody can make you feel less worthy.
Right.
Only you could do it to yourself. Hey,
Mhm.
Charlie. All right. So have you came across a very pretty girl, a beautiful girl, perfect body? I mean, maybe not a 10, because those are far and few behind, but let's say a
Right.
7, an 8. Have you ever seen an insecure, a beautiful person who has it all be insecure?
No, not that I can think of. Honestly, I've not. No. Have you?
Yes, where they had it all going for them. They had the guys fawning over them, but their insecurity, they they knew they were pretty, but it was shallow. In their mind, they had nothing else to offer, so they were going to use their looks to be the center of attention. And if other people came into that mix, other women,
Mm.
and their boyfriend or the friends or guys that they like talked to any of the women, it was the same thing. The hatred, the claws came out, the verbal attacks or the cattiness, the little, remarks about your clothes or your shoes or your hair. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
and to try to make you feel less than, to keep herself at the top, because inside she knew she was less than. So she had
Right.
the looks. Other people might have had the personalities
Right.
with looks, and she could tell. It's like they can sniff people that maybe are better than them, without, even though those people don't find themselves better than them.
Right.
And you have never seen that at all.
I mean, like back in my younger days, I have now. Once I've gotten older and kind of, I guess you could say that, like in school and like hanging out, like at clubs and stuff. Yeah, I guess you could say that then.
It seems like it is a lot more you would suspect in high school, right? High
Yeah.
schoolish behavior. So
Yeah.
it just blows my mind when I actually see it every day. You can see it every day on,
Yep.
guess where?
YouTube.
YouTube. There you got it. So, on your opinion on the YouTube side of this, and everybody, just so you know, we only have an hour tonight, because don't forget, there is the raffle drawing for the holiday give back. Um, so, check it out. So, just wanted to let you know why we're ending it early today. Hey, hanging with Mr. J, how you doing? So, tell me about, hey Yankees, your internet experience with women on here, good and bad. We're not even going to go into insecurities yet. Your experiences with women on the internet, good and bad. Tell me all about it. What you've experienced. How long have you been on internet first?
Oh gosh. Well, I've been on YouTube. I'll say YouTube because that's more of like when I started interacting. I've only been on for uh I want to say about a year and a half so far, like interacting with people, actually interacting, not getting on and just watching videos. Um, so I've not really had a lot to happen so far. I could say, like, I guess maybe where I don't have a page. I don't really do a lot, I guess. Um, but yeah, it's been about a year and a half. Um, when I first started interacting, like going into chats, going into lives, and I mean, I've not so far. I've been lucky, knock on wood. Like I've not had to deal with any of that yet. I look for it to come though eventually. The more I interact, the more, I get out there.
So you've
So.
never had a female at all come sideways at you, like in a chat or anything?
Mm-mm. No, honestly, I've only had a couple of males, surprisingly, that has come out, but I've not had any females.
Okay.
So,
And that's the second half of, so we're going to hold that thought for right there.
right,
Mine, I came out like you when I first came out the first few months, because I watched. Um, my grandson was with me every single day and most nights, so I didn't get on the internet. And so when I actually got to go from acting as a mom to the grandma part, Tim's like, you know what? When you're not working, why don't you get on? Well, the day mostly is taken care of, so it's mostly like that mid afternoons, like from 3 o'clock on. I'm usually good and free till late night. But I came on and it was all gravy, as you could say. Everybody was nice, but I just kept picking up a vibe from just a couple females, just a couple. Like if I was on a panel with them, they would go quiet. But yet the minute I jump off, oh, they were chatty catty. They had so much to say.
right,
And so from experience and intuition and life and career wise, everybody knows, I had to have special training so that I could read people and everything.
right,
So I just started picking up vibes. And then I started noticing that it's people that feel or want to be the center of attention,
right,
whether they're pretty or they're ugly, they're skinny or they're fat. If they want to be the center of attention and another stronger voice comes out, they feel overshadowed. So their insecurities start manifesting where it's attack. They'll start
Right.
in the back chats, they'll start gossiping about you. They'll start planting stuff about you. They'll say stuff. And as they build people and feel more confident, then they get more openly where they don't mind if they spread their lies because they've got a whisper, that chamber that they
Right.
can talk shit about you. And people might actually believe it because, well, why would she lie to me?
Mhm.
She's my friend in the back chat. She's my friend on the internet. And no matter, and because their own insecurities, they have to advertise that they're in charge. They have to come across as they're the one in charge. But yet you can tell their insecurity because if they're whispering and talking about other people privately and won't do it publicly or on a panel one on one, they can't mate you one on a neutral platform where you can't be blocked and taken off the screen, that shows you how insecure somebody is, and they're really not
Right.
as put together or as charged as they think they are.
Right.
So to me, I've seen both sides where in life is exactly manifests as online too. If you're an insecure
Mm.
person, if you feel worthless and pathetic,
Mhm.
it's going, no matter how confident you try to be behind the screen, behind your avatar,
Right.
it's going to show and reflect on your actions.
Exactly.
And people will see you and you'll
Mhm.
get called out for it. And then you'll turn it around and you'll play constant victim.
Yes.
And to me, if you're going to start shit and then you're going to be an instigator and then turn around and blame other people as your problem, look in the mirror. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You
Oh,
are
yeah.
the problem.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Tony
mean,
Michelle, how you doing?
hi, Tony. Hi, Witchy.
Hey, Meg, how you doing? Hope everything.
Hey,
I hope you
Meg.
got some good news. Make sure you reach out to me. There's quite a few, Loki. It's not one in particular. There are a few. Some that are overweight, some that have lost a lot of weight, some that are skinny. They don't love themselves, so they have to attack by looks, but then call out and say, well, other women, when they are insecure because they'll only talk about us because of our looks, but then
Mhm.
go ahead and make remarks about another woman's looks.
Yeah.
That shows that you're the one with the problem.
Mhm.
Because if you have to only turn your camera on when you got a face full of makeup,
Right.
you're insecure.
Right.
I'll come on with no makeup, my hair in a bun, my hair a mess. Um, I'll shout my age proud, love being in my 50s. You know, I
Yeah.
love, you want to make fun that I wear skinny jeans? It's because you can't. That's your only
Right.
problem. Um, so deal with it. Take better care of yourself. Do
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Hit the gym. It's a Most of the time it's a $25 to $50 a month membership. If
Yeah.
you can't afford it, walk around your house, put your steps in.
Right.
So I can't help it that if I'm fit and I'm 10 years older than you.
Right.
So, and
Yeah.
another thing with insecurity, Maka, have you noticed? They will berate, okay, I'm 50. I'm not allowed to say shit because in defense of what they say about me. I'm a
Right.
I'm 50. I'm a grandmother. But
Don't matter.
you're in your 40s talking shit about people. You
Right.
are identical. So what right does a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 45-year-old have over a 50 or a 60-year-old?
Right.
It's a free country.
Mhm.
And some of us maybe have more right to talk shit than what you do. Just because of what we did doesn't mean we don't have that right to still talk and express ourselves and be free.
Right.
That's their insecurity because they know if I'm saying something, you damn well bet I'm bringing the receipt while you're running your mouth with lies.
Mhm.
I'm going to come. That's why you blocked me because you don't want to be on a panel with me. You don't
Right.
want people to hear what I'm going to bring out, what guns I've got.
Right.
And it's okay because if you're that pathetic and you can't do one on one on a neutral panel and have a discussion, clip for clip, word for word, it shows you're the liar. I don't
Mhm.
have to lie. I've gone on every panel that I've had to go on, whether it's man or woman. I'll stand my ground.
Right.
What about you? Because I know you're talking about a channel. How do you deal with you're going to have people that come at you who are insecure, who don't like what you're doing. How are you going to handle it? You have an idea? Hey, Dan.
Not really. I mean, it would, I guess, depend on the situation and what they've done and or what they're, say I've done or whatever. But I mean, I guess it would just depend on the situation. But I would definitely make sure I'd back it up. I mean,
Hey,
I'm going to
MMC,
stand up for
welcome.
myself
Mhm.
regardless. I mean, that's just what I'm going to do. I've not made it all these years. Granted, I'm not, old, but I've not made it this far for nothing. I've learned a lot along the way
Yeah.
about people like that. So,
But the insecurity is they'll spread the lies about you.
mhm,
But then they'll claim, I just want people to leave us alone. Why can't we just come up here and have fun? Why do people talk about us? Why you
right,
just sat on a panel talking about people who only started talking about you because you put their name in your mouth
mhm,
first. They
yeah,
just can't comprehend that you came into a community, started running your mouth about people because somebody told you to, when
right,
you don't even know those people and they don't know who you are.
right.
That boggles my mind that you're the innocent one,
So,
you know, or
yeah, I
talk
don't,
about people that don't talk about you. At first, you play something, lie, you get talked about, and it's that person stalking. It just, the
yeah,
insecurity is rampant on here.
yeah. It's really bad. Like I never realized, how bad it could get. I mean, I've seen a lot, heard a lot, and I'm like you. I mean, I don't understand it. Like, what exactly do you think you're going to accomplish with doing what with doing all that? Like, what, what's the point?
To me, if you have your own insecurities, you can be insecure,
Hmm.
but that's your fault.
Right.
Maybe love yourself a little bit more.
Hmm.
Quit attacking ones who are confident.
Right.
Because you know what? I don't care what people say. I don't care how somebody looks.
Hmm.
Confidence is sexy on a man
Yeah.
or a woman. To me, that's the most sexiest thing is a secure man.
Hmm.
And I'm attracted to friends with women who are confident in themselves, who love themselves.
Right.
That's who I want around me. As I
Uh-huh.
want other women who are like me. I don't care. You can call me everything you want,
Hmm.
because you know what? I know what I've got.
Exactly.
I don't need your approval.
Right.
And do we get sucked into the drama by insecure people? Have you?
Uh, Not that I can think of. Like so far, I mean, I've not been drug into anything yet. Like I
No, I
said, I
mean,
mean,
when you see other people with the drama, do you somehow find yourself sometimes commenting and getting drug into it?
oh yeah, oh yeah, I've done that many times. I've tried and tried to stop myself, but it's hard sometimes. Like you just see it, and I mean, I try not to attack, but I at least try to give my opinion. Now, I've stopped here recently. Like I've stopped myself several times, but I think that I should be able to speak my mind.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm in
Oh, I
there,
agree.
I shouldn't hold back. Like, should just go for it. But I don't want to step on toes and all that. But I'm to the point, like, I'm just gonna have to start saying things, I guess. I don't know.
I had to learn. I don't care if you call me a bitch. I don't care what you call me,
No.
because I'm going to speak my mind.
Hmm.
And you know what? You don't like that I have my husband's back? Get your own husband, and you tell me after 27 years of a solid relationship that you won't go to war with that man or
Hmm.
that woman, because I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
He says something stupid. Oh, you could damn well believe I'm chewing his ass out. That's why he's muting his mic. And I'm like,
Right.
what are you doing? What are you, he does, like, he burned some money the other night. I was like, I could have put that in my grandson's piggy bank. What the hell? Everybody knows I'm going to take his money and put it in the piggy bank
Right.
for my grandson's future. But he'll do some stupid stuff. But you know what? I'm going to judge my husband,
Right.
and I'm going to chew him out. I don't play. If I've called him out on a live. If he misspeaks, I'm right there. No, that's not what he said. No, he did not do that, or she did not, because I am a confident enough person that if you do something and I don't like it, I'm okay. I'm going to tell you. And if you don't like it,
Right.
you don't, I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to be real. If you don't appreciate me being honest and real,
Right.
one, don't speak my name.
Right.
You don't say my name. I don't have a reason to say your name. I don't go after anybody unless they come at me first
Right.
because that's my confidence. I don't need to start drama to have a channel. I
Right.
don't want the drama, period. And but I'll admit, like you, I I've pulled myself out. I'll go a week, 2 weeks, not be involved, and something will be said, and I'll go right back in it.
Mhm.
And it's hard. And
It
I'll be the
is.
first to admit it. I'm confident, but I'm a very vocal, opinionated woman. And if you come at me and I know you're lying,
Mm.
oh, even if everybody else knows you're lying, my my instinct, my personality is not only am I gonna I know you're lying and I know they lie, yeah, that they all know you're lying. I want to rub it in your face so bad that I'm gonna get the receipts and I'm
Right.
gonna put it out there and I'm gonna just force feed it down your throat. And I'm gonna
Right.
sit back and enjoy it.
Mhm.
But I've realized it's hollow because the liars, they get off on the lies.
Yep.
They need it because their own life
Mhm.
is so pathetic that the
Yes.
lives and the drama is what feeds them.
Mhm.
They have to
I,
play continuous victim, and it's
I,
not doing anything but making us, you know,
right. I think
react.
that's a lot of it. Like it's a lot of it is jealousy, and because some people see, other people's real lives, and they're like they get jealous and insecure about their own that they have to attack and go after others that has the life that they've either wanted and don't have, or they have somewhat and they're miserable in it.
Hey Montauk, how you doing?
I'm on talk. I am
Mo,
well.
glad to see you all. I agree. That's a good point.
Mm.
It's not even about your confidence or your looks. It could be that you have that foundation that they don't have, whether it's a husband, finances, a home, friends on and off YouTube, a life.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, there's many ways. It's not just appearance. You bring up a very good point, Maka, that appearance isn't just what makes somebody insecure.
Right.
Beauty is only skin deep, but there is so much more that makes people insecure.
Yeah.
So, in your experience in real life, what are some things that you have noticed that, hey, Ford and Rock that have made people insecure?
Um, my happiness. I've when it comes, hey Ford, I rock on. Um, they I have somebody in my life that hated that I'm happy with my life just because it isn't the way that they see it should be. I think I'm explaining this right.
Yeah,
They see it should be one way, but I've lived my life in a way that has made me happy, and it made them insecure in their life. Uh, yeah, I think I'm explaining that right.
you are. I get it.
But yeah, so they not attack, but you know what I'm saying. They judge every little thing that I say, do, have, like try to compare. Well, for example, I'll give an example. Like me and my husband, we went and purchased a house. Okay. We got the house that made us happy, that we loved, because, we felt like it was for us. Well, about, I want to say almost 6 months later, that person went and purchased their home, and it was bigger, more extravagant. You see what I'm saying? Like it's almost like they were insecure or jealous of what we had, but they had to go and do and
A
get
one up.
bigger. Yeah. So,
Is that the only person you've ever had in your life that's a one upper?
no, I've actually had several, honestly. Um, I have a family member that's like that. Um, yeah, I've had a couple. There's a couple. in my life. Of course, a lot of them aren't in my life anymore because, I don't want to be around that.
So would you agree that one uppers are exactly insecure?
Hmm.
They fit
Yes.
the it's not just about their appearance, it's about
Yes.
wanting the jealous. It's jealousy basically is what
Yes.
insecure people are.
Yes.
Yeah. We had a neighbor that if one of my kids was sick, hers had a major disease higher than what it couldn't just be a cold. If we had a cold, they had the flu. If mine
Oh,
had the flu, they had strep throat. If
oh,
they had strep throat, they had the pneumonia. You know
yes.
what I mean? And it was like
Yes.
their kids was just outside playing. And you get a new car, they would go try to get a new car. Even
Hmm.
if your car they couldn't afford what you have, they would still go out and get a new car just months after you so that theirs was a little bit newer.
Yes.
And it was like, can't you just be happy
Yes.
with your life? You're where you're at by your choices and the work you put into it.
Hmm.
I worked hard. My husband worked hard.
Hmm.
We were separate. We both worked hard. We found each other and we merged and we built it even stronger to the foundation we have.
Yes.
I don't care if, like, look, most of our community, they get high. I've never got high. I don't
Uh,
judge them for getting high.
hmm.
I do judge certain people who get high and deliberately attack and say stupid shit and lie just to cause division and problems and hatred
Yes.
because they're miserable. Then
Yes.
I am better than you. I am going to judge you because you
Hmm.
are just a junkie and a sloppy drunk because it's how you handle yourself.
Exactly.
I don't care if somebody gets high and gets drunk every night.
Hmm.
If you handle yourself with respect and
Right.
you respect everybody else that supports you when you're high or drunk or sober,
Hmm.
hey, high five you because you can handle what you're doing.
Hmm.
I don't ever think I'm better. Can I have a bigger house? I sure can. But it's me and Tim.
Right.
I don't need 6 bedrooms. I don't need,
Exactly.
hold on. I don't need 10 acres. I don't need,
Exactly.
I spend it on stuff that I enjoy.
Hmm.
So what if I drive a Corvette? I can afford it.
Right.
I love my sports cars.
Right.
So I splurge.
Right.
Do I wear a lot of fancy jewelry? No. Do I have jewelry? Yes.
Hmm.
I just don't have to flaunt it. I'm online. I'm coming to you as just me,
Right.
plain me, not what I am or what I have. It's
Hmm.
what well no, I am showing you what I am. This is me, who I
Right.
am. You get a glimpse of everything about me. So I tell you what I have because if we're talking about cars, I'm going to tell you, yeah, Camaro, Corvette, whatever it is, I'm going to tell you what I drive.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit there and be like, I know you're driving just a little Kia. I'm driving a Corvette. No, I
No.
don't need to put myself up here to
Mm-mm.
make you feel down here. If I
Right.
make you feel down here, there's two reasons. One, you either feel it yourself,
Hmm.
you have that insecurity, or two, you came at me, so I'm going to put myself there.
Exactly.
Leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. It's that
Mm.
simple. I don't need to engage you. I like me. I
Right.
love myself. I love my life. I love my husband. I love
Mm.
my family.
Right.
So, put it this way. I was a helicopter mom. Everybody's heard the story of that pervert that was, stalking little girls in the neighborhood. He
Hmm.
would be in his house with the windows open with a camera taking pictures of all the kids, the little girls and stuff going by.
Right.
He never got to my daughter because she was never left alone.
Right.
I knew where my daughter was at, where both my kids are. I can happily say my kids grew up with their parents. My kids never were abused. They were never molested. My kids were healthy. And you know what? My daughter finally has got a great job now. She went through a rough spot. I
Right.
had to interject in her life, and doing so gave her the opportunity to work on herself this past year. My
Right.
son, very successful. Tim's children, successful.
Right.
Was she, yeah, were there pictures of my daughter on this man's camera? Yes. But did he ever get close to my daughter? Nope. And everybody used to say, Mom, come on, let us go do this. Yeah, you could go there, but I need to know the parents. The parents got
Right.
to be there. I got to know the kids. And I'm sorry, I was very active because as an ex cop, I saw what could happen.
Right.
And some of our neighbors trusted this guy. And I'm not letting a single man watch my
No.
small children, especially my little girls.
No.
You
No.
never let a man do that, first of all.
Mm-mm.
And
No.
I worked nights, I took night jobs. My husband worked in the day. When I got out of the army, I did nights because one of us, they were always with a mommy or a daddy, all times, never had a babysitter. And I am so proud and grateful that I can say that I was able to
Yeah.
do it where my children never had to have a babysitter.
Right.
Now, I'm
Yeah.
not judging people who have to have babysitters because I do know there's
Right.
a lot of single families or people who have to work. Um, Everybody has to do what they have to do. And there are a lot of good babysitters out there.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to screen them because there are a lot of sick people out there. But
Yeah.
I was a secure enough mom. I knew my children were safe because of what I did.
Right.
So,
Mm. I was a latchkey kid, so
okay.
I mean, I if we would be outside until the sun went down or the lights came on, and you knew it was time to come home. But yeah, your kids were very lucky
Well,
to have
70s
you
and
guys.
do you admit think that 70s and 80s growing up was a lot safer time for us to be outside playing?
Yes, I
But
think so.
90s, the 90s to now, mid 90s it started getting really bad.
Yeah,
Not only
that's
with the violence, but with you started hearing about these sickos kidnapping kids and
hmm
sex trafficking in the 90s, and it's just
yeah,
gotten worse. So
yeah. That's
as a
that's when I was growing up, like in the early 90s. Like, I mean, it's you could do whatever. But then as we became teenagers, there was a group of us. We basically grew up together in the neighborhood. So, our families knew each other, all this, and we would walk everywhere. And it got to the point like there was three of us walking one day, and there was a car that pulled up to us, and there was four guys in it, and would try to get us to come into the car with them. And we had to run, and then after that, it was like it seemed like everything just started from there, like from mid-90s forward, that it started going downhill to where you couldn't do that anymore.
and I used to be told I was a helicopter parent, that I was overly protective, and being a cop I saw things. So I guess that's kind of what made me. There was, a new mom. She had a 2-year-old. She met this guy, a soldier,
Mhm.
and he was everything to her, was good to her daughter. Well, he convinced her to get a job. They needed the extra help. She and got next thing she knows, she gets a call just 3 months into getting her job. Her child's dead. Supposedly they were playing and bouncing on the bed. He jumped too high, came down and hit his chest on the footboard,
Oh, goodness.
and he was gone. Well, it was a boot mark right on the baby's chest.
Oh,
So here she was trusted. Now, for me, the reason I was called a helicopter mom and overprotective is my kids grew up on a military base.
right,
So I do have to say we were more sheltered on a base than out in the real world
right.
because we had the MPs always rotating throughout the neighborhoods. We had all the parents, the moms, you know what I mean? We're always
Mhm.
there and watching. So this one guy slipped in because his brother, his wife passed away and he had two small kids. So his only family member was his brother. So he brought his brother down to help him with his kids. He thought he was doing the right thing.
Right.
He didn't know what his brother was about.
Man.
That's the only way he slipped in. And that was the first inkling that they could even infiltrate a military base. Now you have to have background searches to even, and they have everything to even get a visitor's pass to get on post. So carnivals can't even come on bases anymore because if you have a criminal record, you ain't getting on post.
Right.
So that was the beginning for even on a military base. realizing that no matter how much safer you are in the confines of a military small base or a big base, there are going to be family members of military that come in to visit that might not be.
Right.
So, and that, all right, Meg. And so that's where we got our first taste. And then I told my kids, now, do you understand why mama is always at the park watching you guys play when none of your friends have their mom? Or why I want to play basketball with you? Or I'll have your friends all come over and hang out at our house. Hey, Mikey D, how you doing? So that's why, and I am so proud that I could say 100%. I was a helicopter and I'm a damn good
Mm,
helicopter grandma. I do have a fence that's like the damn wall at the border because you know what? My grandson, and I still won't let him go outside to play by himself. I'll
right.
still go outside out front and I'll sit and watch him play
Oh, yeah.
because it's not hard to break that lock and get
No.
in. Now the dogs are there, so it's going to be a lot harder.
Right.
So, and I know it'll be protected, but and with the cameras and everything, Tim used to joke I would put landmines in my front yard if I could because I never lived off post
Right.
for the longest time. So when we bought our first home, it was like, okay, I want this big old fence put around it. I want, the big privacy fences and I want this. And he's like, Lori, I wanted bars on the window. No joke. I wanted the bars. Lori's like, Tim's like, Lori, we're not downtown DC and we're not in Compton. What the hell do you want? You want landmines? I said, can you build like a little ditch and put like little, homemade claymore? He said,
Right.
Lori, I was like, all right, all right. So he did settle that we get an alarm system, a security system, and that we can have the big fence. And I was like, we only had our daughter, but when we moved into our house, she was only like 12 or 13.
Right.
And that's when all the sex trafficking was coming really big in the 2000s.
Yes.
And, it was like I drove her to school and I picked her up, or daddy dropped her off or picked her up. And then till she was 16 and she got her own car. And then it was like it stays in the driveway with the gate. We locked the driveway too. You have to unlock the gate every morning, search in her car. I'm proud of that, Mike. I can
Right.
honestly say, nothing bad happened to my children while they were growing up. So Tim made fun of me. My neighbors used to make fun of me. Guess what? I can sleep good at night.
Right. Exactly.
I just don't have that insecurity about myself or my husband. I have the insecurity about everybody else.
Everything around. Yeah. The same way.
What is your biggest insecurity? Do you have an insecurity?
Um, I have several, but if I had to pick one, um, it would be, mm, I would have to go with um, talking to new people.
Okay.
Um, that's one of mine. I mean, I've always had bad anxiety when it comes to meeting new people or interacting with new people.
Hey, Backwoods. So
But,
yours is more, do you find that an insecurity or just shyness?
well, I'm insecure because which I've gotten better over the years. I used to have um, I have issues with my S's, or I used to. It's
Okay.
gotten better through the years. So when I spoke, my speaking was a little off. And
Oh, give her a minute or device. Hey, Roland, how you doing? Glad you guys are all joining us. Just so you know, we're only doing an hour today because you have at 5:30 is the giveaway. You got about 6 minutes. So her device kicked her out. She's been having some issues. So anybody in the chat, have you guys got any insecurities? Um, and do you let them affect your real life? So I think we all have a little insecurity and we all have a little narcissism in us because anybody who has a channel, you want people to like you. You want people to come to your channel and watch you. You want people in your chat. So, APDX. So, I do think we all do have a little insecurity with a little narcissism. All right. Welcome back, Maka.
sorry
So,
about that.
what were you saying? Because of your speech made you a little insecure.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um, because when I talked, like I had, the S thing going on, and I didn't really like stutter. It's not real. It wasn't a stutter. It's more like I think too much before I speak. So, like, I would be talking, which I still do. I'm sure everybody has noticed. Like, I'll be talking or saying something, and I think too much on it before I say it, and I'll lose what I'm saying or doing. So that was kind of always a big thing for me.
I'll say Tim gets to talking and he doesn't stop to think. Sometimes he'll be on a roll
Mhm.
and he'll just fly off the tongue. Just let it rip. And it's like, did you not think about what you were about to say? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. No, you didn't. You just said this, and you could have waited to say this till A, B, and C were met, but you just skipped B and went right to C, and it's like, and his isn't an insecurity. But I also think that any of us that, hey Leslie, any of us that have a channel or thinking about having a channel, especially if you're nervous about starting, there was that insecurity. So I would say I did have an insecurity. Usually I'm not. Once you get
Mm.
to, I'm very I don't trust people. Most people give their trust until you break it. I'm
Yes.
one that I don't trust anybody until you prove it.
Right.
Just from childhood, it's just nope.
Mhm.
And so I'm the opposite. So for me, I've got to see you face to face. I want to look you in the eye and I want to watch your body language
Right.
because that's what I studied. I want to see your body language. I want to see how your your eyes. Do you look me in the eye when you're talking to me, or do you look all right? There's so many different body language. So for me, the insecurity was getting up here is, well, how am I going to trust this one? Or because at first it's like, oh, everybody's just real. They're going to be like me. Everybody's nice and genuine. They're going to let you know who they are.
Right.
It doesn't take you but a few weeks to get your ass handed to you that it's not like that at
No.
all.
No.
And it was different as a member of just the chats versus getting on a panel and then starting your own channel.
Right.
You can be as confident as you want in that chat,
Mhm.
but then getting up here and putting your face to your words to let
Yes.
everybody know and not being afraid to speak your mind and worrying about what people are going to judge you.
Mhm.
That is something because I'm used to, I want to just be, if you're a liar, I want to tell you to your face, you're an effing liar. If you're stupid, I want to tell you, quit being stupid. I want to knock you over the head. What you did was stupid.
Right.
But I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings either. But I don't like to bottle up what I'm feeling.
Right.
So, but if you attack me, well, you just gave me the right to tell you
Right.
exactly what I think about you, and then you're gonna cry victim. That's
Yeah.
your insecurity. You're gonna talk shit. I'll never talk shit about anybody. Now, if you've already talked shit on me, and somebody asks me, or I'm talking to somebody, I'll be like, "Yeah, you might want to watch out for A, B, C, and D because this is what they're about." Now,
Right.
am I telling you to stay away from them? No. I'm going to tell you where the trouble lies. If you go there and you don't see it and you're with them, hey, we can still hang out.
Right.
Because if you don't like somebody, you're not telling me who I can hang out with. I'll hang out with whoever I
Exactly.
want to. If you don't like it, then that's your problem. And then you just lost somebody that could be somebody neutral and could be your friend.
Right.
So, and like I say, let people be neutral, people. Don't worry
Mhm.
about your own insecurities. Put them out the window. Let people be
Yes.
neutral. Shit rises, guys. Shit will always rise. And if they don't all of a sudden like who you're talking to and then they just start making up shit about you or your spouse because they don't like who you're talking to, they just prove who the piece of shits are. And
Mhm.
that's what I try to tell people. Let people be neutral
Yeah.
because some people really are neutral and they like a little bit of what you do and a little bit of what you do. And as long as
Yes.
they're not talking shit, going over here saying this about you and coming back kissing your ass and talking shit, that's a really neutral person. So
Mhm.
we have a lot of neutral people in our chat.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I
Yeah, I've
value
seen
that.
it. Yeah.
I will never hold somebody being neutral or being friends with somebody I don't get along with,
Right.
because we all like something different about somebody else.
Uh-huh.
We are not all going to like, Mark, I'd probably not like everybody that you like. You're not going to like
Right.
everybody I like. But you know what? That doesn't stop how me and you feel about one another.
No,
That
not
would
at all.
be, that's my insecurity if I'm like, well, Maka's talking to this person. And,
Mhm.
what's she saying about, are they talking about me? That's an insecurity.
Right.
I don't have that. It's like, go talk to whoever
Right.
you want. We get blamed, me and Tim, that we tell people who they could do, what they can do, who they can talk to, when they can do live. We have never once told anybody,
Right.
even people I hate, literally just, well, not hate, I despise. I've told
Right.
our people, go hang out. You might like something about them. I
Right.
will never be seen there, but
Right.
doesn't mean I'm not going to send people over there. And I have
Mhm.
blatantly on live, because I just don't have that insecurity.
Right.
So if you can't see real, genuine real versus pretending to be real, I don't need the fakery.
Right.
And do I get involved in the drama? Am I pulled in when my name's being talked about? I sure do. I'm guilty. I'm guilty, guilty, just like the next one. So I try not to judge others in the drama. All I can
Right.
do is every day I am working on myself to pull myself completely out.
Right.
So hey, Sunnydale, how you doing? Because there's a point where we all hit a wall, and I've hit the
Right.
wall. But
Right.
then something will be said, and I'll be like, oh, I could prove they're lying. Oh, how rewarding will this be to prove they're lying? And I'll want to. I'll go straight into like, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And it used to make me feel good. I
Mhm.
don't anymore because it's too easy.
Right.
Everybody can see that they're lying.
Right.
So I'm wasting my time, even though it feels good in the moment and I have the receipts out there. It's almost like they're never going to quit their lies.
Right.
One, like, well, if they say my name, but yet everything they show has nothing about their name in it. So they're already proven themselves to be a liar. What good is it me doing?
Right.
So if I know they're a lie and I'm responding to it, I'm feeding into their insecurities and then creating my own
Right.
when
Well,
I could
see,
just do
that's the
me.
thing. If you're defending yourself, though, to me, it's more of not really being, I mean, you're being drawn into the trauma, but you're defending yourself. And to me, you're not, am I explaining that right?
Yes.
Like, you're not, to me, like, that's my opinion. Like, if somebody's talking about you and you're defending yourself, you're not really, you know, going towards the drama. You're trying to defend yourself.
I think for me, some of the points that people have been bringing up to me is that it's once the lie's already been debunked,
Uh-huh.
and they keep going, and we keep having to go back and recircle over and over again, that's
Right.
the
Yeah.
that's the issue.
Okay.
And I'm guilty of that.
Okay.
I'm going to admit I have done really good for 80% out, but I do let myself get involved sometimes. And
Right.
you know there's got to be a point where we all just say, it doesn't matter. There's some people that are going to talk about you no matter what. I
Exactly.
mean, none of my videos mention certain people, but yet my name's mentioned every night. That's all I do is harass them.
Right.
But yet you've got my videos up that have nothing to do with you. It's just insanity, and it's just repeating itself. It's that insecurity on other people. And have you ever had the situation where others' insecurity seem to grab you sometimes and draw you into their own insecurities?
Mm, so far, no.
You're lucky, because I've let other people's insecurities and their uh patheticness, I guess is the word. Their lives are so meaningless to them that their only meaning is to attack and try to
Right.
damage other people who have what they want.
Right.
And by allowing myself to get drawn into their insanity, kind of gets me a little, it makes me a little insane too, I think.
Uh,
Right? in all
I could
honesty.
I could see that. Yeah, I guess you could say I've been there too, as you put it that way. Yeah.
Mm. All right, guys, we have part two to this. We appreciate you guys being here. We would keep going. We have it because we could go into the second part with no problem for the next hour. Um, but the raffle is getting ready to start, and we know there's a lot of you on the list that are curious to see. So either do you feel like keep going to the rest of the hour and let people who want to go to the raffle go to the raffle? Or
Uh,
do you need to end it now? Or what do you feel like doing?
well, I've got to finish up dinner.
Okay, up and Harley has an emergency. All right, Harley, give me 2 minutes to wrap it
Oh,
up. All right,
okay.
so me and Maka will be back for our 2 hour show next week, right, Maka?
Yeah.
Um, Meg, prayers to you. I hope you've gotten some good news. Harley, I'm on my way. Everybody, thank you for coming out. We appreciate you being here with us tonight and have a blessed rest of your week. Don't forget today's hump day. If you missed Taco Tuesday, make sure you get your hump on. That's what we're going to do. All right. Maka, you want to say goodbye?
I'll see everybody later and good luck with the raffle.
All right, everybody. Good luck.